Civilization or Barbarism, an Authentic Anthropology by Dr. Cheikh Anta. The Etruscans. Greece was already behind Crete, but Etruria was even further behind because the AMP society there was contemporaneous with the Iron and not the Bronze Age. These people had a particular development in the 7th century BCE characterized by a privileged position of women as opposed to the latter later in Rome, and traces of major works to master the water in one of the badly drained regions. Canals that were dug in the lower valley of the Po River in the vicinity of Spina played an economic role of the highest order in the 6th and 5th centuries BCE during the era of huts and fernery urns, characteristic of the previous period. According to Perrine, these works imply the AMP, for the slave mode of production implies private entrepreneurs whose aim is to satisfy personal interests and not, as in this instance, collective interests. Thus, there was no authentic slave system during the royal epoch. Otherwise, one cannot explain the regression of the 2 centuries that followed the expulsion of the Etruscan kings. According to Titus Livy, there was generalized slavery. Book 1, Chapter 39, the Tarquinius the Elder, beginning of the 6th century, the drying out of Rome's low-lying ground, construction of Jupiter's temple on the Capitoline Hill, a vow made during the war with the Sabines, Cloatia Maxima, etc. Workers coming from all of the Etruscan regions were used, and as well as public funds and the plebeian workforce. The Tarquinius fought against Ardea, town of the Rudales, a very rich people, in order to capture their wealth, to restore the finances ruined by the great public works, and to reduce popular discontent. Having seized power by force without mandate from the people or the Senate, Tarquinius protected himself with bodyguards. Perrine writes, between 700 and 600 BCE, an Orientalizing period, Greek influence progressively outmatches that of Phoenicia and Cyprus. Corinthian THESIS, between 600 and 475 BCE, the Ionian and the Attic influence becomes overwhelming. The appearance of the Etruscan temple, based on the model of the Greek sanctuaries in the 6th century BCE, with a wooden skeleton and a coating of baked earth. The statuary of the Theses reminds one of the Greece archaic art. Why the regression after this artistic boom parallel to that of Greece? The Roman Republican state perpetuated the custom of the great works of the despotic epoch, just like today's modern states, which from this point of view are of the Asiatic type. The Latins in revolt won a victory with help of the Cumes, a Greek city in Italy. The latter, defended in turn by Syracuse in 474 BCE, won a decisive naval victory over the Etruscans in Campania. Perrine would see the reasons for the Etruscans' decline in the absence of a slave system, contrary to Greece. Perhaps Greece's great fortune is that the Dorian invasions had given the last blow to the Asiatic mode of production there. One could compare this to the barbarian invasion that led to the destruction of Rome, while the Roman Empire of the East continues and prevents the appearance of a feudal stage. We'll pause there and continue back with civilization or barbarism. I'm Uriel. Hi,